Okay, so a few things of note. I know that this video is ultra different from the videos that I normally do on the channel. I'm aware of that. But just out of curiosity, I decided to look at all of the different videos for Sparking Zero's community and why people say that it's the way that it is currently at the moment. And from everything that I've seen, it's seeming like everybody is just being ultra cheap on there for whatever reason. I don't really know. But after seeing so many videos of people explaining why the Sparking Zero community is the way that it is and why nobody wants to play the game anymore, I have to give my personal reason as to why I think the game is the way that it is, or why the community is the way that it is. Because I feel like it's not being said enough. Also, disclaimer, this video has a high chance to be like a ranty type video because I'm very passionate about this, and again, I'm utterly flabbergasted that no one has thought about this as being the potential reason as to why the community is the way that it is. So if it sounds like I'm talking loud or if I'm talking at 2 times speed, that just means that I'm in the rant flow state and I just have to get my points across. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to give my personal additional reason for why the community for Sparking Zero is the way that it is. Because, like I said before, I don't think it's been said enough, and I feel like it needs to be addressed. So I haven't been playing Sparking Zero online recently during the time before all the patches because I was still learning the game, plus I was doing other things behind the scenes. So I decided to watch a couple of videos of people talking about the online in in the Sparking Zero community. And what left me flabbergasted 10 times over was the fact that nobody mentioned that Xenoverse 2's player base being the massive influence for why the community is the way that it is. Now, you might go, oh, well, why do you think Xenoverse 2 is the reason why, Sparking Zero's community is the way that it is? What makes you think that? And I'm like, well, Xenoverse 2, for a long time, has been a supremely unbalanced game for a very, very long time. That people can just exploit every single thing in the game and every single opportunity that they can get. That's just something that's just been happening over and over again. That's just a fact at this point. That's not opinionated, that's a fact. People have been religiously playing cheap in that game regardless of what console it is, even on the Switch, I imagine, right? And I haven't even played the game on Switch, but I know for sure that people have been exploiting the game on Switch. They've been doing it on PlayStation, they've been doing it on Xbox, they've been doing it on all these various different consoles, PC, even if you somehow ran into somebody that wasn't just playing PC for mods, because that's 90% of the reason why people even get Xenoverse 2 on PC, just for mods. But if you run into that same person that's just playing the game regularly and just playing it online, they probably were playing cheap before then too. Point is, people have been playing this game extremely cheap for the past 8 years with no shame in it whatsoever. With no shame. It's filled to the brim with barnacle-brained goobers that just always constantly spam and religiously use every single opening opportunity that they can get to exploit you and to exploit the characters that they're using the same combos over and over again. Fake blast at the end of everything, dragon burn at the end of everything, backflip at the end of everything to ensure that you can't punish them, using super attacks over and over and over and over and over and over and over again every single time after a knockback, or every single time they knock you back. Like when they fly up to you and they kick you, they do the soaring fist unvanishable over and over and over again to the point where you have to use an evasive. Or if you don't have a 3-bar, or if you don't have a 2-bar evasive and you have a 3-bar evasive that doesn't get you anywhere, you just stuck taking the combo. And on top of the fact that people just XY, people always XY, they always cancel out of everything. They always use the super soul to regenerate, or something deadly is about to happen, right? That one super soul that just constantly keeps regenerating their health. And on top of that, they have a health limit burst on top of that, using thank you Dragon Balls. Like, people have been experimenting with the entire ocean of cheese when it comes to Xenoverse 2. It's consistently for 8 years at this point. And if you want to count Xenoverse 1, you can also count that as well. Because Xenoverse 1 players I can imagine have also been using that game in the most broken way possible for whenever it was out before Xenoverse 2 got released. Because Xenoverse 1, from what I remember, had the infinite Super Saiyan cheese, where like if you just go Super Saiyan, your ki drains slowly, but you had infinite ki. You can just endlessly spam infinite spam over and over and over and over and over again. With Blue Hurricane being the meta, freaking Gigantic Omega being the meta, Victory Rush being the meta, everything being the meta in that game, and everything being in meta in the second game with the old cheese like Punisher Drive, Fake Death, Perfect Shot, Energy Barrier, all of these outliers, the unbanishable Earthling Stamina Break, right? The infinite loop Trunks cheese, right? Where Trunks throw you up to the ceiling and he appears next to you and he does the stamina break and you can't do anything about it. Granted, they nerfed and patched some of these things out, but the fact that people were still doing that to this day, but the fact that people were still doing it for as long as they were, because it took them years to get rid of that, and then on top of that, but after they get rid of that, they just introduce more cheese that people can just abuse over and over and over again online to win matches in the most laziest way possible. All of these outliers that I don't even know what to call them, right? They just every single time they get the opportunity to, they just always will cheese you no matter what. Always. All the people who are saying that Sparking Zero players are just using UI Goku, using Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, using all of these broken things, Z Broly before he got patched, After Image Strike before it got patched, the androids like Dr. Gero and freaking 19, right? And again, it sounds exactly like Xenoverse 2, and that's exactly what Xenoverse 2 has been. And that's why I personally believe that part of the reason is because of Xenoverse 2 being a bad game, or at least being an unbalanced game for an extremely long time. Because again, these people just so happen to just also spout the same nonsense out of their mouth, these same brick-brained messages that you see every single time. Oh, well, you're just bad at the game. Oh, you just need to get around it. You just need to do this. You just need to do that. You need to do this, that, and the third. You also need to just, get around it. And you just need to get off my game if you're just bad. Like the with messages video that have been going on ever since like in 2018 in Xenoverse, ever since 2018 Xenoverse, should be the underlying underlier that people have been doing this ever since Xenoverse 2, and they just carried it over to the second game because they've adopted this mindset over and over and over again consistently for 8 years, because this game has gotten so much DLC and so many different things that introduced into the game that are just brand new cheese or new patches that people just exploit over and over and over again just to win matches. Because again, Xenoverse is supposedly not even supposedly, it is one of the most popular Dragon Ball games before Sparking Zero came along. People were still playing Xenoverse, even after Fighters came out. Right? People were still playing it because it was different from Fighters. And again, also the reason why they couldn't bring all this stuff to Fighters, the reason why you didn't really see it that much in Fighters, is because Fighters was a different game. Fighters was legitimately a different game. It didn't have any of the broken exploits that you can have to make the game easier for people that just want to play the game in the most laziest way possible. And I say you didn't see it as much in Fighters because, like, essentially sometimes you run into that same person that's just using, I don't know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, UI Goku, Bardock, GT Goku, like, I don't even know if they got patched anymore, right? And I don't even know what the meta is for Fighters is now. But you always ran into those people that just, use the most broken characters in the game. But it wasn't like Xenoverse 2 where they can just use the most broken exploits in the game or just use broken moves to just endlessly do damage, endlessly make the match annoying, have super souls that just constantly heal the person throughout the entire match that allows them to run away. And then the netcode also allows them to not get hit when it comes to you hitting them, because Xenoverse is also infamous for that, having bad netcode. So of course, one of the more popular plays that people used to do is just run away over and over and over again just to not get hit. Another thing that people also used to do, or no, not even you, still do currently right now, is, oh yeah, whenever my stamina is broken, I'm just gonna break my own stamina and I'm just gonna use the super guard stuff. And also, the 3-bar Majin cheese was a thing that people used to do all the time and probably still do to this day. I haven't ran into it recently, but they probably still do. And it was the cheese where, like, the Majins used to break their stamina all the time just to get their stamina reset every single time, so that way they can always use their evasive. Like, you can never punish them every single time they stamina break themselves, because their stamina was so low, they can just do that over and over and over and over and over and over again. Every single time. Using Super Gothist at the end of everything. Using Cooler, Hit, any of the broken custom mentors in the game. People have been doing this for 8 straight years. And because they've been doing this for an extremely long time, they just carried it over to the second game. Because Sparking Zero is a game that's supposed to be unbalanced, and it just so happens to be that Xenoverse is unbalanced as well. And because Xenoverse has been unbalanced, supremely unbalanced, for 8 years, and just has been swimming in the most broken skills and the most broken mechanics ever, that people just always exploits when it comes to people having fun, or people who play exactly like them. Nobody was spared, right? People just always used to do that no matter what, because they've always adapted the mindset of cheese no matter what, because all I need to see is WIN. You win. That's all they need to see. They don't want to play the game for fun. They never played the game for fun. None of these people do. Prominently, all the people who play Xenoverse 2 who are all cheesers. And all the cheesers don't want to have fun. They don't want to have fun. All they do is just spam religiously over and over and over again. And they've just carried that philosophy with them. They just stuck with it. And then when it just so happens to be that Sparking Zero is going to be an unbalanced game, they just carry that same philosophy and just bring it over to the second one. And just pick UI Goku over and over again. Use the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Using Super Vegito, the fusions, right? Like all the fusions. Again, the Android 19, the Jiro stuff, right before it got patched. I don't know what the meta is now, but people are probably still abusing that meta as we continue to go along. Just using the strongest characters in the game, just never having fun at any point. And on top of that, you exploiting the game as well. Because that's not how the game was meant to be intended. But because Xenoverse 2 has been messed up for a long time, people just messed up Sparking Zero even though it wasn't supposed to be that way. Now, you might go, oh, well, you say all this about Xenoverse 2's PvP, and you say all of this about Xenoverse 2's player base, but do you actually have evidence to support it? No, I don't got evidence to support it. No, what are you talking about? I don't got evidence.
There's 3 types of players online on Sparking Zero right now. If you hop online, you'll fight the first type of player. These are the guys who probably grew up on Tenkaichi. These are the guys who you'll hop online, you'll see their team makes no sense, and it's probably their group of favorite characters, and these are the guys who rematch you, guys who beam clash. I mean, yesterday, I literally had a guy in the middle of the match fly across the map, fully charged, waited for me, I waited for him, and we just beam clashed. And then we rematched. He lost, that's fine. I lost the second set, and then we kept playing over and over, and it wasn't about winning, it was about the enjoyment. Then there's the second type of player. These are what I call the new gens. These are the players that started coming up around PS3, and they have no idea what it's like to actually have fun, but they only care about 3 letters. W-I-N.
Y'all like janky mechanics to hide behind, right? Yet you'll try to complain and cry when someone still beats you, telling them they need to touch grass or whatever other half-baked insult y'all can come up with just to minimize that person because you feel some type of way about losing.
This is, bro, I'm telling you, man, these cheesers, they're tough to watch. It's tough to watch a whole bunch of clips of people cheesing, guys. I'm going to tell you that right here, right now. You eventually start to get a headache. You just start to get so frustrated, especially with fake death, man. Like I said, it's literally like been in like 80% of the submissions so far. It's been in, and I've seen like 30 to 35 submissions. It's been in every single one, at least. Like, most frustrating move in the game, bro. Yes, sir! Yes! Let's get it! Come here! The clutch! I swear, if this dude quits, he better not quit. Take that L. Take that L. I knew it!
This is the Xenoverse community in a nutshell. No, I have to talk about this. This fucker's going on here and using whatever cheap bullshit he wants. And then when you beat him, oh, I'm going to start kicking you from now on because my cheap tactics don't get through to you.
And you also might go, oh, well, this is just their evidence, you know? You're just using the YouTubers as evidence. You yourself has actually gone...
Why? Oh, I was trying to find the... It's gonna break! Idiot!
Anyway, I'm sure you get the point by now. I don't have to go any further, but I just had to make this video because I had to personally express how I feel about this whole thing and where I think it stems from. And again, the key word is I think, because this is something that I personally believe. I'm not stating this as an actual fact for why Sparking Zero's community is the way that it is. There's multiple different reasons working together, right? This could also be like an additional reason that you can add to it if you just so happen to believe in it. Like, I know that there's the argument of, oh, well, the anime gaming community has been like this in general, or, you know, the internet's changed where it wasn't like the same where it was back in the day where people were just playing the games for fun. Now people are being ultra competitive. You know, there's a bunch of different things working together to make Sparking Zero's community the way that it is. But I just believe that this is an additional thing that is also making the community, you know, not all that great. Because again, the resemblance of how these people play and how these people respond to you when it comes to you calling them out on their cheap plays, then they will say the exact same things that Xenoverse players say. And I just saw that resemblance and I was like, wow, I just have to express my thoughts about this. And I did. So yeah. Now, with all that out of the way, I think I'm officially calling this video quits. I think I've rambled on long enough, and I think it's about time that I properly end it here. So I will just do my normal thing and direct you to the GMVs that I make on the channel. And if you just happen to be a fan of Xenoverse 2 and you like game music videos playing in the background with a bunch of epic music, then I can direct you to those. Be sure to do all that if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you when I see you.